And welcome to this beautiful Whip Wednesday for the Crochet Show with me, your host, Nikki. I am so excited to be here. Today, we're going to talk about 5 crochet patterns that you can do under 30 minutes, even as a crochet beginner or as an advanced, or if you're like literally in advance and you just need a break from really challenging projects, then these projects are for you. Okay, so let's get started with number 1. We're talking about 5 crochet patterns that you can do under 30 minutes, right? The very first one I would suggest for you is a washcloth. So let me be more specific about that, okay? What is a washcloth? Well, a washcloth is typically some kind of square. Sometimes they're rectangle, sometimes they're circles. Most of the time they're squares. Feel free to call them swatches. Literally, that's what they are. Just slightly bigger than a swatch. A typical swatch is about 4 inches times 4 inches, right? But a washcloth typically could be about 10 inches across, like 10 inches times 10 inches. That's like an average. Some people like it smaller, some people like it bigger. So look what you have at home, look what you like to use, and create a washcloth. Now, feel free to call just a cloth, because you don't have to per se use it for your face and body. You can use it for the kitchen. Now, of course, have them designated. Don't cross over, right? Once it's in a kitchen, it's in a kitchen. Once in a bathroom, it's in a bathroom. But washcloths are a great way to make a project under 30 minutes. What stitch should you use? Whatever stitch you like. You can literally pick up one of these books. I have plenty over here. Pick up a book, pick any crochet stitch that you like and feel like, oh, that would be beautiful. I recommend not per se doing a lacy one, more of a tighter stitch that doesn't have many holes and gaps. Then it's perfect, because remember, if you crochet this in cotton, I highly recommend cotton. Don't use anything else. Literally, it's not going to look good. It's not going to work. You can't do it for long. Just take it, okay? 100% cotton, that's what you want to go. And if you really want a good one, I recommend Dishy yarn, okay? 100% cotton Dishy yarn from We Crochet. Everything is linked, by the way, in that link in the description. You click there, scroll down, you will see most of the information. If it's 100% cotton, pick a crochet stitch and make a swatch that's roughly 10 times 10. If you prefer 7 times 7, do that. That's totally fine. And practice crocheting or simply having fun. Now, you can add a border around it, make it beautiful. Whatever you feel like is the right thing to do, go for it. There is even on my website, if you go to my website and click that link in the description later on, not right away, there's a search bar. If you type in reindeer washcloth, you will see how I folded a washcloth together with a little soap bar in the middle, and it turned it into a reindeer. Yes, you could fold your washcloths into animals to make it even more fun if you give it as a gift basket. Just saying. Now, you can also do hot pads, roughly the same, dimensions, but I would recommend a very thick stitch. We talked about last week the thermal stitch. Highly recommend that for a hot pad. Okay, so that is pattern idea number 1. Any washcloth with any stitch, any size, but all of it 100% cotton yarn, okay? Pattern number 2 is a hat with bulky yarn. Okay, now bear with me. I know we're going into spring, okay, but if you simply need a 30-minute project, and trust me, if you're like me, you don't really care what time of the year it is, unless it's really, really, really hot, right? And you don't have AC. Then simply making a hat, even for months down the road you're going to use, is perfect. It's like relaxing, and you simply just need something on your hands. I have 2 of those patterns on my website. They're roughly 30 minutes. One of them goes up to 60 minutes, so I would recommend the 30-minute one. That is much faster. You start on the top and you work your way down. It's very easy, just double crochets, bulky yarn. I did it in under 30 minutes. In fact, I even have a 30-minute hand hat, meaning I made it with my hands. Okay, I crochet with my hands. Let's be specific about that. It doesn't have a crochet hook. I literally made it without a crochet hook. I just used my hands to pull the yarn through, right? Just like you would with a crochet hook, but I used my fingers for it. And I made a hat in under 30 minutes, you know, simply using bulky yarn. So that is number 2. So here we go with number 3, 4, and 5, which are all related. All of them you can probably make in 15 minutes. In fact, I made them literally in the entire thing, I would say an hour or 2, just because I'm designing with it, right? Here is number 3. Number 3 is an easy measuring tape cover. Okay, let me show you. I have it right here. This is the measuring tape cover that is super easy, like beginner, like, or you need like a mindless crochet pattern. It's the exact same circles that you're crocheting, just one of them is the outside of the circle and the other one is the, you know, or what most people say, the right side and the wrong side, right? I wanted to show both sides off. That's why I did it this way. And where the circle part right here is, that's where the button is, right? I don't know if you can see that. That's the button. So if I pull this in and then press the button over here, it comes back in, right? So that is all done using single crochet, the entire thing. And I have a video tutorial for that on my website as well as my YouTube channel. So if you are a little worried about making this, go check it out. Now, this is, of course, only for the circular measuring tapes, you know, or tape measures, depending on how you're going to call that. I call measuring tapes. You guys call them measuring tapes or tape measures. Anyways, so this is simply done with this yarn. Let me show you. Okay, it's a little dirty. I apologize. But it's called Shine Sport Weight in the color Blush. And this is literally what I have left over, which is a lot. So you're not even going to use a lot of it. This is also from We Crochet. I have it linked also in the description. There's one link for everything pretty much. So go check that out. And then if you need a little bit more of a challenge, then we'll hop over to pattern number 4. Pattern number 4, let me show you a little bit closer up. So right here, so these are the difference, right? They're exactly the same. But here's the difference. The difference is that it starts roughly the same way as the alpine stitch, okay? That means we have here front post double crochets, and right back there is a double crochet. Down here is double crochets, this is single crochet, and then we work single crochets in a back loop only, which creates this really, really beautiful edging right here. And then you just sew the 2 circles together, right? So that is the textured measuring tape that I created, and it's absolutely fun to do. And there's a blue one inside in case you're curious. So you can put any of them in there if you want, because you can literally not see the color unless you kind of poke around over here, then you can see it, right? But it's so beautiful, and I literally made this in under 30 minutes. So I would almost say that I made it in like maybe 20 minutes or so. 2 circles sewed together. Again, I have a video tutorial for that as well. So if you guys have any questions, by the way, just leave them down below and I'll get to them. So pattern number 5 is the Lacy measuring tape cover. So let me show you. So here are the ones that we just talked about, so you can see the reference, right? And then right here is the Lacy one. And actually, I should almost have called it a flower measuring tape cover, because that is what you see right here. Now, I could have done a different color for the measuring tape to really make it pop, but I kept the theme that it was all one color, if that makes sense, right? But you feel free to use a different color inside here to really make this pop, right? So you can see they're the same, right? This is a little bit more movable. Obviously, it's lacy. So I would be careful on this one so that you're not getting your stuff stuck in between, right? Or your hooks or something like that if you put it in a tight bag. So be careful with this one. These ones are better on that because nothing should, you know, get tangled on it or something, but this may get. Now, it is beautiful though. So I would keep this at home, you know, to make sure that you always have something ready to go. So again, the measuring tape, here's the circle right behind here. I can kind of show you right there, right? Because it's lacy, you can kind of move it around. It has a chain over here. It has double crochets, and in the middle, it's single crochet. Yes, again, this one was probably even faster than this one right here. So this was literally done in 15 minutes. So when I say under 30 minutes, I'm talking about under 30 minutes, right? So all of these patterns are super fun, super easy, and they're literally beginner patterns, or an advanced crocheter just simply needs a break in their mind. So there are washcloths and hot pad hats. Okay, scarves take much longer, so hats with bulky yarn really go super fast. Using your fingers is also a fun little experiment you might want to try out. So instead of using a hook, you can use your fingers to crochet. With bulky yarn, it is so fun, literally so fun. I made multiple things. I made a hat with it, and I think I made a cowl. Yes, I made a cowl with it too. That's another one you can do. If you don't want a long scarf, you can make a cowl. Also did it with my hands. Super fun. I have all the patterns on my website for those. And then of course these cuties right here, right, which are all done super quickly. This one probably 20 minutes. This one maybe 20-25 minutes. And then this probably 15. Super fast because there's so many chains. It goes so quick. And then you just sew it all together once your piece is in there. You know, halfway through you put your piece in and then you're ready to go. How amazing is this? Okay, so 5 projects really fast to make.